there anyone here representing?
I don't see him here. He was gonna join via. So. He
I could
was.
wait for Devin to join, but he's,
Just for, the reasons to be permitted to appear via Zoom
okay.
is due to extraordinary circumstance, which includes
We don't have a, oh, I thought I gave my agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have one.
underneath this.
Wait a minute, what's that? I had it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. This is the first thing, so we need to put that. Yeah.
Nope, Devin's pulling in.
Oh, wait. Is that Devin?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just, I'm gonna wait till he's in the door. Oh, I'm glad he's here. Then I don't have to make that decision. Make him write a note.
Yeah.
Hi, Devin. Have you met Devin?
Hi, Devin.
Hey, hi.
So, you know John Weiser?
I don't think we met. Devin Walker.
Devin Walker.
Nice meeting you.
Been MIA for a while and we're
Oh, okay.
coming back.
Oh, good.
So I'd like to open the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for tonight, Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. And our first order of business is to open a public hearing in order to consider a front yard setback variance for a garage. Could I have a motion to open the hearing? Yeah, Devin, a second? John, yay. All in favor? Aye. The meeting is now open. This concerns, Bing Lee is seeking a front yard setback variance for a detached 28-foot by 28-foot garage at the property located at 1016 Cuga Heights Road. The property is within the low-density residential district, which requires a 75-foot setback front yard setback for a principal building. The proposed front yard setback is 55, so it's a change of what, 20 feet. So this hearing is to consider the variance for an enclosed three season, is this right?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Yeah, the property, the following variance request is appeal number 2026-06. And so on July 21st, 2026, the Village of Lansing BZA held a public hearing regarding such action and
We
reviewed.
still have to discuss it first.
Oh, we have to discuss it.
Yes,
Oh, we
on your, the map,
right,
on the
right.
map I gave you here, it shows 65 feet, but that's the edge of the road. You still have another 10 foot of right of way. So it's technically 55 feet. The garage is well buffered from the road, and I've actually spoken to the owner. If you're looking at this, if you're looking at the photo you have in front of you.
Yeah.
What you see is Hugo Heights.
And that's going southward,
Yeah, if you go to the left.
or
you're
is that
south.
going north?
You want to the
Okay,
left, you're going south.
okay.
So this building is on the west side. It's a lake. The people that live on Cuga Hills, which is right around the corner from there, that border this property, have been in to take a look at this. And she was just curious about where it was gonna go and whatnot. And she looked at it and said, well, there's a lot of buffer there. She's not concerned about it.
Meaning a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have been, she really wasn't all that.
I drove down there today and you're not even gonna know there's a garage there, probably.
So just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
and there's no one here representing the family.
Is that blue thing a stream?
Just the.
Yes, when he builds, he'll have to be a certain distance away from that. It's not, it's a seasonal stream.
Okay.
How far out is that?
So,
And what's her address? 1016. How far out is that? Is that past Lisa Schlein's house?
yes.
Okay. There are a lot of seasonal streams that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is right near you, where
It
you.
is.
It's almost across from
that's
Berg
the-
Estates. The driveway.
Okay.
G Shore Drive comes up and.
Yeah, yeah. got it. Okay, I can see where she is now. Wondering whose house that was. I wonder if that's Elliot Rubenstein's house. Anyway, it looks familiar. Okay, so we now know what the issue is. We see what the request is. And I'm going to go to part B, where the Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals held a public hearing regarding such action and therefore thereafter thoroughly reviewed and analyzed the materials on behalf of the applicant and supported the appeal. All other information before the board. In accordance with Article 8 of New York State Environmental Conservation Law, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, or SEQR, the appeals has determined that this is a type 2 action, so we don't need any further processing regarding SEQR, no environmental review, further environmental review. And on July 21st, 2026, in accordance with Section 712B of the Village Law of the State of New York and Village of Lansing Code Section 145-74A(1), the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals, in the course of its deliberations, took into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the area variance is granted, as weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood. So now we need to go to our 5 questions of considerations. So the first one is whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created by granting the area variance. What say you all?
There won't be, and it sounds like we already have neighbor input that they won't be bothered by it either, because there's no tree line coverage, so.
Everyone agree? All agree with that? John, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. The second one is whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. I'm guessing they probably could, but they'd have to place it somewhere else on the property, and maybe that doesn't work for them.
Mhm.
I don't know where else they'd put it without taking some trees out. I mean, it could be closer to the house.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
The house, I don't know what that tree is.
And they probably could move it, so.
I would say, yeah, they probably.
Probably they could.
It's like either or situation, so yeah.
Whether the requested area variance is substantial. It's 20 feet,
20 feet. Sort of, almost.
Yeah,
borderline,
yeah, it's getting there, but it's not.
but we have to decide one way or the other.
Or right, I can't do it in my head, but it must be about a third, right?
About a third.
Yeah, 20 out of 75, yeah, about a third. 25 is a third, so.
I guess minor would be like more like 5 or 10 feet.
Yeah, out of 75, yeah, I would say.
It'd be substantial,
Yeah. I'd agree.
all right?
You're substantial.
Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
I don't believe it would.
Don't see how it could, but.
Yeah,
We agree on that. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created. Of course. They always seem to be.
yeah.
Yes, okay. It is hereby determined by the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals that the following variance is granted or denied with conditions, if any. Could I have a motion either to grant or deny this variance?
I'll make a motion to grant it.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Kevin, any discussion? All those in favor? Right? Okay. And are there any issues as far as you're concerned with this, that we don't have conditions on this?
No, there's nothing that you be concerned about. There are a couple items that I'll look at.
You'll be there, Okay, that's not our purview. Okay. Let's set that one aside. I'm really curious whose house that was. I've been here long enough that a lot of the houses have turned over on Hugh Heights Road and have new owners. Okay, so our next appeal, 2026-06.
7.
07. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm reading the wrong spot. This is Pamela Weisberg, who's seeking a side yard setback variance for an enclosed three-season room at the property located at 55 Janivar Drive, tax parcel 45.2-1-82.1. The property is within the medium-density residential district, which requires a 25-foot side yard setback. The applicant is proposing to build this on the lot line, which would leave no side yard setback. So the situation in Janivar is that you have double houses that are joined at the hip. They're joined on the lot line. And you live in one, right?
I live in a
Whereas-
single place.
You're in a single.
I'm in a, so
You're in a double one. So this is just a little tricky because in order to build a three-season room, it is going to be on the lot line. And there are some issues with,
Yeah, the most logical
Explain
place to
it.
build this. In Lanchy Trail, one, you had a few homes in there that were built similar to a townhouse where they share a lot, they share a wall, which happens to be a lot.
Mhm.
And as the buildings were built, they would, at that point, would have been required, well, if it were a code now, it would have been a 2-hour wall in between theirs, because they would have had some type of fire separation.
Mhm.
That extends all the way down, no matter how much you build, all the way down through the lot line, no matter what you put on there. The deck that was existing, you'll see a picture of the deck that's existing. And the deck that was existing would not need a building permit because would need a building permit, but it's not considered part of the building because of the height of the deck. That's what we have in our zoning.
if it were higher, would it then be considered part of the house?
If it were above,
What, 4 feet?
I don't have it memorized, I think it's like 32 inches.
Oh,
There's a section in our code, and I'll send it to you tomorrow, where it's not considered part of the building if it's only a certain height,
okay. Interesting.
okay? But now that, well, we have Tom Famano, is a builder, he's gonna be a builder. Now what they wanna do is they wanna remove that deck and clarify, Tom.
Do you want to tell us? Yeah,
You wanna remove that deck and you want to install a three-season room on the same footprint, correct?
Same footprint that's existing.
you have to put in footers or anything like that, or,
So once the deck comes out, it'll be a new concrete foundation with a continuous footer.
okay. And that's not an extension of the house, even though it's on concrete and
But because now that it is a building,
it's a building.
okay,
Now we have to consider that
what you won't have to worry about, Tom and I will worry about
because he's
is
the builder.
you will need some type of fire barrier at that point, because you are on the lot line, and the fire barrier is a degree of the size of the fire barrier, whether it's 1 hour or 2 wire, all depends on how far away the neighboring house is
Mhm.
from that,
Mhm.
okay?
So if the grill should catch fire, the
Yes.
deck should catch fire because of the grill, it's got to have a very slow burn time.
But what your concern is at this point is, do you mind allowing a three-season room, or this, it's not really an accessory, it's part of the principal building, to be built right on that lot line as the house is?
Mhm.
So it's up to you whether you were going to allow them to extend that. It would be.
when I first read this, I wondered why putting a room on there isn't just an extension of the existing building.
Yes, it technically is.
Yeah, so why do they even need a variance?
Well, they do need a variance because they're adding this on there, because there's something that wasn't existing there before. Because when the houses were built, at that time, and I've looked this up, there was no variances that were given at that point. They were just built as a townhouse. And you
Right.
normally have to get a variance if you're building a townhouse structure.
Okay, well,
Will the building back up to the house on the other side,
It will.
or is it beyond the house
I
on
don't
the
know,
other
is,
side?
where
Does
the
it show
building
a
on
wall?
top, what is next to them on this neighboring property?
Is it their yard?
That's like, yeah, if I remember correctly, it's the yard. So I believe the neighboring townhouse has a yard. It's right at the corner of the house.
Mhm.
And it's-
Similar to what you have here.
Yeah, so this house, I think it's set back a little bit, the deck set back more than the neighbor's deck.
Okay,
So you're not building this three-season room up against the side of the existing house, neighboring house, correct?
Correct.
there is some space.
Okay. That's fine.
I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast. What was
Yeah,
built there.
you're dealing with a pre-existing condition.
Is this the other house? What is this roof?
That roof line is
Yeah.
part of the other house.
Part of the other house.
Valley of the other house.
Hmm.
They're similar, they're almost mirror images, except they're like.
Oh, so this,
The one
Like,
step back.
mirror
I
image
see,
like
because
this,
this one has,
they're offset some.
yeah.
okay.
Talking about this.
Well, because it is not really an extension of the house, the way we're considering it is it's like putting on a deck with walls.
Yeah, I mean, it is somewhat of an extension of the house. I mean, it's
It's gonna be attached, right?
It's living space, but it's not conditioned space. You aren't
Right.
heating that or anything, are you?
Correct. No heat.
So it's not conditioned space, but it is living. space.
Is the roof line gonna be the same as the lowest slope of the roof currently, or is it gonna be higher? Like, they're gonna extend out from the
Yeah, what
current
does the
drop of
roof
the
line
roof?
look like?
Tie it in, so the eave is getting cut back and it'll tie in with the sliding doors.
Uh-huh, okay.
Is it a shed roof or you gable ending there?
Okay, so it'll actually be slanting a little bit toward the yard?
Yes.
Okay.
Not the same pitch as the house.
Uh-huh, sure, obviously, because that's quite steep.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be able to stand up to go
Yeah.
to the door.
Yeah.
You have to crawl out.
Is any of this foliage gonna be compromised by the construction?
Some kind of vine growing there.
Yes, but I believe it's covering a privacy fence. There's a privacy fence.
Yeah,
With-
it does
yeah.
look to be a privacy fence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever that is, it'll probably grow back.
Yeah.
If it's
It'll have
wisteria,
to be trimmed back. It'll have to be trimmed back.
and it's okay with the house next door, they
I did not hear back.
didn't hear anything.
I'm not even sure she's living there right now, is she?
Oh, it's Carol Brentlinger's. It
Oh,
was,
no, she died many times.
yeah, but is anyone in that house now?
Yes.
Yeah, John O'Neill's house.
John O'Neill.
There's a widow.
So this was Brentlinger's house, the one we're talking about. Oh, God, okay, I see it.
This one is the old Carol Brentling.
Right, got it. And John is next door, or was. And Jermaine Malova, his wife.
So would there be a division between the neighbor's backyard and this three-season room?
Like a gap?
There would be a wall of
Well,
season.
there wouldn't be like a window in that wall.
Correct.
Okay, so we would basically still like the privacy fence would still be.
At the wall.
And then for what it's worth, not that it matters, but we do have verbal approval from the neighbor. Ms. Weisberg did speak with the neighbor. We have verbal, but nothing on paper from that we require. But we could attempt to do that. I believe she's been back and forth between New York City. My recollection of the conversation was.
Well, she would have gotten the mail in.
All the mailings have been.
Yeah. So she had the opportunity and notice.
All right, well, should we
I
proceed?
don't see a problem with that.
Does anyone have any other comments before we go through the procedure? All right, so this matter involves, this is appeal number 2026-07. This matter involves consideration of the following proposed action. Appeal number 2026-07. Pamela Weisberg is seeking a side yard setback variance for an enclosed three-season room at the property located at 55 Janivar Drive, tax parcel 45.2-1-82.1. Property is within the medium density residential district, which requires a 25-foot side yard setback, sorry. The applicant is proposing to build this on the lot line, which would leave no side yard setback. On July 21st, 2026, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals held a public hearing regarding such an action. Would you like to sit down? You don't have to stay standing. You don't have to be uncomfortable. Thanks. I just didn't want you to be uncomfortable. And Thereafter thoroughly reviewed and analyzed, one, the materials and information presented by and on behalf of the applicant in support of this appeal, all other information rightfully before the board, all issues raised during the public hearing. On July 21st, 2026, in accordance with Article 8 of the New York State Environmental Conservation Law, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals determined that the proposed action is a type 2 action and thus may be processed without further regard to seeker. On July 21st, 2026, in accordance with section 712-B of the Village Law of the State of New York and Lansing Village Code 145-74A, parentheses 1, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals, in the course of its deliberations, took into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the area variance is granted, as weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant. So now we need to go through our considerations, our questions. So the first one is whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created granting the area variance. So I think the real concern is the nearby property, not neighborhood. So it seems to me that this is not going to have an impact on next door. It looks like there's plenty of screening, privacy fencing, and that it isn't going to be creating a problem for the people next door, but that's just my opinion. What about the rest of you?
I agree, especially because it seems like the next door neighbor is in and out of New York City, so even less of an issue with construction, causing a disturbance to the next door neighbor.
Yeah, as long as that person is still living there, we don't know what another tenant might, another owner might, but it'll be a foregone conclusion by then. John, what about you? Any thoughts?
I agree with,
Right?
no, I think
Okay.
it won't be a detriment.
I agree.
There's quite a few other places there that have similar, I think.
Yes.
Several.
Okay. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance. I don't see how they could have a 3-season room any other way unless they plunked it out in the yard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Build a tunnel to it. My sense and your sense is, no, or,
Yeah, I don't think there's any other feasible way.
so, okay, we agree on that. Whether the requested area variance is substantial. It's 25 feet.
100%.
It's 100% of the setback. So yes, it is,
By
I
definition, yeah.
believe. Agreed.
Yes.
Not the way I look at it, but yes,
How do you look at it? How do you look at it?
I just look at it as an extension of the existing building.
Mm.
To having lived in one for 28 years, but
Yeah, well, that's an interesting take.
anyway, looking at it, the way we're looking at it, I would say it's substantial.
Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
I don't foresee that being the situation.
The only impact might be physical just from a site perspective, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be all that visible.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, actually, nobody's going to even see that,
Probably.
actually, yeah.
the free next door neighbor. I mean, it's,
And they have to work at it.
Yeah.
And it's a neighborhood full of townhouses,
Yeah.
with shared walls.
Right.
Then, yeah.
You're used to small backyards too, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Yep.
Not to do it.
Not. I haven't figured that one out yet. Do you agree, Roy? If it's
Yeah, I-
self-created, all right. Then it is hereby determined by the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals that the following variance is granted or denied with conditions, if any. It being further determined that such variance is the minimum necessary and adequate to grant relief and at the same time preserve and protect the character of the neighborhood and health, safety, welfare of the community. Could I have a motion to either grant or deny this variance?
Motion to grant.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Roy. Motion is moved and seconded, and all Any discussion? Good to go. All in favor? Granted, and you will have your own issues with the builder, which you do not have to impose any.
Tom and I have already discussed it and.
So we're good.
What I need.
All right, everyone, that's it. Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Yeah. When do you plan to start?
Won't be by the end of August.
Nice. At least you will not have missed one whole season.
Yeah. Get the fall
Yeah, get the fall out of it, right. Thank you.
off. Thank you.
Bye. Night.
Right.
Well, it's actually my fault because I should have closed for hearing now, second public hearing.
All right, I did. I didn't do that. So it's all one
Go back
public.
and do that or?
Sure. Just for, okay, so
Close.
could I have a vote to close the public hearing for the Von Lee property?
John?
Is there a second? Roy, all in favor? Aye. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing for Pamela Weisberg?
Motion.
Devin, second. John, all in favor? Aye. Could I now have a motion to close the public hearing? Devin, is there a second? John, all in favor? Okay. Now we can close the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Should do adjourn.
Has the recording stopped?
Second?
No, I don't think it did.
Is there a second to close to adjourn?
Yeah.
To vote to adjourn?
Yes.
We do. All in favor? Aye, aye.
Did the recording stop?
Who moved to it?
Devin.
Devin moved and. All right.
The interesting thing there is that this 2 units, when John died, Mrs. Weisberg's husband died too, almost within days.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
And
That is
he,
unique.
in the same,
Yeah, same building. Yeah.
Some
Well,
building. That's weird.
Hmm.
That is so strange.